Hello. Welcome to OJ Studios. Please enjoy this week's chapter of the article by Olivia Julius.
The potion that they used to put me under was powerful. Think about the deepest sleep that you have ever had and then time that by 1,000. I felt nothing as I slept, the outside world didn't matter to me, only the sleep did. I had worried that I would be able to feel the changes that my body was making. I could only wonder what weird feeling being to age by several years would feel like. Luckily, I didn't feel a thing. As suddenly as I felt the effects of the potion work on me, the potion started to wear off just as suddenly. Elizabeth told me the time between falling asleep and waking up was going to be about an hour, but to me it felt like just a few minutes. They can't be done now, could they? I slowly fell more and more into consciousness as I heard my sister Laura talking me out of the deep sleep. "Alex!" she whispered while I could feel her take my hand. "Hey Alex, it's time to get up!" I was now fully aware of where I was. I slowly opened my eyes and saw my Laura over me as she smiled a little. "That's it, Alex!" Laura said, "Welcome back!" I looked around the room and only saw Laura. I turned my head and saw that where Elizabeth was laying, she wasn't there anymore. "Where is everyone?" I asked. My voice was still a bit hoarse as I tried to talk. "Shh!" Laura said, putting one of her fingers in front of lips. "Elizabeth and Ethan are alright. They are just in the other room waiting for you." "So, am I a kid again?" I asked. I put my hands up in front of my face and I could see my arms were no longer covered in hair but instead were now smooth to the touch. "Yes, you two are kids," Laura confirmed. "I can't believe it," I said excitedly. "I can't believe that actually worked." "Look, Ethan, there's something you need to know before you celebrate too much." "What is there to know?" I asked. Before Laura could answer, I counted each finger on each of my hands. "See, I have 10 fingers," I said, wiggling my fingers. I lifted my head to count my toes but stopped when I saw the long strands of hair come into my vision. I grabbed the hair and pulled lightly on them only to feel the hair's roots hang onto my scalp. Panicked, I looked over to Laura with panic. "That's what I need to talk to you about." "What is this?" I asked, trying not to freak out. "Why do I have long hair for?" Laura took my hands and guided them down to my lap. I looked at her as questions went through my head. "We will explain everything, just don't freak out," Elizabeth said. I nodded my head. What else was I supposed to do? I watched as Laura looked over at the door and called for Elizabeth to come in. I relaxed a little, having Elizabeth in here, even if she was now a little girl, would be more comforting to me. But I froze when a little boy walked in. He was wearing the shorts and t-shirt that I had picked out for my new form to be wearing. The boy was the same age as what my new form was supposed to be. "Hey Alex!" the boy said, coming around to the bed. He looked at me, and then when he saw I was having trouble putting the puzzle pieces together, he took my hand. "It's me, Elizabeth." My mouth dropped open as I looked at my changed girlfriend. According to our plans, she would become a girl named Kelsey and I would become this boy that I had named Cody after an old friend of mine. We had chosen to just keep our original genders because the article would in theory just work out better. With all the planning that we had done, I don't know why Elizabeth would have also become a boy. She had spent hours looking for the perfect outfit for her new kid body Kelsey. Then a thought horrified me: if who was in this boy's body was Elizabeth, and Elizabeth hadn't told me that she was going to be a boy this weekend instead, then that must mean... I got up, fighting both Laura and Elizabeth. As soon as I stood up, the shorts and boxers that I had been wearing as grown-up me, fell to the floor. I stepped out of them and using my now too big for me t-shirt as a makeshift dress, I walked over to a mirror and looked at my reflection. To my horror, I now know why Laura was the only one in the room to help me wake up, now I know why Elizabeth is a boy now, and now I know why there is long strands of hair covering my face. I sucked in a deep breath. The nightmare scenario that I had talked about before with Ethan was coming true. There was no use in denying it. "I'm a girl," I whispered. "You are Kelsey," Laura added. Chapter 5 Getting Ready. Alex's point of view. I looked in the mirror at myself. Personally, I don't know what I expected. Maybe for the mirror to change and for a boy to be looking back at me like I had expected. I kept rethinking about what happened when I took the bottle from Ethan before drinking it. Did I double check the bottle to make sure that it was mine? No matter how much I told myself that I would have looked at it, the truth was that I had been nervous about the potion to have noticed anything. So, could this have been Elizabeth's doing? She was the one who made the spells, I was just the one that helped. But that thought also got shut down. She seemed as surprised as I was that I was a girl, and she was a boy. I could hear Laura behind me putting Elizabeth's suitcase onto the bed. Well, I guess it's now my suitcase. There is no use in denying the face that right now the clothes in there are both too small, and too feminine for Elizabeth's new boy form. The boy form that I was supposed to have. The girl that was looking back at me I guess wasn't too bad. I guess there are worse things I could have been turned into. In fact, Elizabeth used to tell me that her mother would turn her into different type of animals when she was misbehaving. I'm glad that I grew up with a normal non-magical mom. "Cheer up, Kelsey," Laura said as she insisted using my new girl's name. "It's only for the weekend." I turned around when Laura said that and rolled my eyes. Laura just ignored me and looked back at a piece of paper. According to Elizabeth's notes, she had picked out a dress for her to wear today. She rummaged through the bag and then found a pink summer dress. "Here it is." I looked at the dress. I did remember Elizabeth showing me the dress one night after she had been shopping. I hadn't really cared since the dress was going to be for her to wear, and besides why would I care about a little girl's dress anyways? "There's no way you are going to get me in that!" I protested. Laura looked at the dress for a second and then brought it closer to me. "Why not?" she asked. "It's really cute and I am not a girl," I said, cutting her off. But then I looked at the mirror again and saw how useless my argument was. "Alex," Laura said, turning me around so I could see her. She sat down on the bed so she could be at my level. "Alex, you are in a girl's body. You will be in a girl's body for this whole weekend." I looked at myself in the mirror and sighed. Laura was right. There was no denying that the girl in front of me was a girl. "Alright, give me the dress," I said, holding my hand out. Laura smiled and put the dress in my hand. "You might not see this now, but soon you will understand being a girl isn't that bad," she said before leaving the room and leaving me alone. I sighed and looked down at the dress in my hand. This weekend was already turning out badly. I took off my t-shirt and put it on the bed. I sucked in a deep breath and remembered what Laura had said. I was only going to be a girl for a little while. I walked over to the suitcase with all the clothes that Elizabeth had picked out and grabbed a pair of underwear. I had to roll my eyes a little when I saw that they all had girly patterns and colors on them. I put the underwear on and then grabbed the dress and put it on, trying not to think about the fact that I was wearing it.